Is there anything else? Is there a final word that you would like to say on today's Sunday sessions, guys?
Love, light and peace.
Do you want to do it individually? I am delighted to be joined by one of the bands that I'm most excited about in the upcoming scene. They are called Rats and they're from Liverpool. And we are joined tonight by frontman Joe and Lo as well. So thank you so much for joining me, boys. How are we both?
We're all good.
Very well.
Loads in the lakes right now, easy, better.
It's been like I saw you guys at the Rewired Festival, didn't I, in London and Isle of Wight, but it's just been a bit hectic for you, hasn't it, last few months?
Yeah, it's been shocking since the virus has sort of calmed down. Like it's been a bit mad going back to it. Sorry, it's cold in here.
Yeah, it's gone from like nothing to just being out all the time.
Yeah, a lot of these gigs that are coming up now, like with a pipe dream in the pandemic, you know what I mean? So it is proper surreal and it's happened like proper quickly. You know what I mean? Like so even like how we found out about it and stuff like that.
What's this? Yeah, so is this like what's
like Isle of Wight and stuff, you know, like we played when we played the big top at the Isle of Wight, we didn't think that Rewired was going to happen either. Then there was like obviously them playing like fucking going on from the Isle of Wight. Now then like the next gigs that are coming like the Echo Needle and stuff and Ali Pally. But when we were at Isle of Wight, we were talking about them gigs as if like imagine if we got them gigs, you know what I mean? It's like it's always been like the next step, you know what I mean? So it's just everything's happened so quickly.
Definitely, and I think like massive stepping stones for you guys like the last few months. Like, yeah, did you know you went and stepped in for the Snuts, didn't you, Isle of Wight?
Yeah, at the big top. That's what I said before. Like when we got the big top, that was one thing that like blew our minds. And then when we were at the big top, we were like sort of like manifesting our heads, like right, the fucking next step. We need this, you know what I mean? And then fucking it came, and it was just like, do you know what I'm saying? One of them.
That's like positive reinforcement, though. They say that, don't they? Like if you read like any of like books of like, I don't know, like success, they're like, you've got to like vision it and then it will happen.
Just like the little next steps. We're not in a rush or anything, you know what I mean? We just take baby steps and just take every, you know what I mean? Take every opportunity that comes to us, you know what I'm saying? Don't dream.
Did you find it a lot of pressure though to be asked to play the big top like last minute at Isle of Wight?
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure. You know what? It was a little bit weird. I would have rather have got told on the day. It was like when we played like the This Feeling tent, like we've been locked in our houses all year, dreaming of playing the This Feeling tent. You know what I'm saying? Like the headline slot. That's what that was like the big step for me. That was like my next step was to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then to get told that like before that you know after that you're playing the big top to like upwards of 6,000 to 10,000 people maybe. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like so like
I saw your guys set at This Feeling tent because I was just stuck there a weekend, but I didn't see your guys unfortunately because I was still at This Feeling tent. But yeah, it's been massive. How did you feel, Lo, about it?
Do you know what? I agree with it. Was more the build-up that was nerve-wracking than actually getting on the stage was easy. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just the bread and butter. But the build-up to it, like Joe said, like the nerves kicked in, like when we.
It sort of like belittled the This Feeling tent in a way because we like have that pressure before. So the This Feeling tent, like we would have been shitting ourselves to go on for that. If you know, like if we weren't playing the big top, but because we were playing the big top the next day, we weren't even asked about that. We were just like, right, fucking hell, we're playing the big top tomorrow. So I would have know what I'm saying.
Do you find though sometimes that the more intimate crowds are more daunting? I don't know because I've never performed.
Yeah,
but sometimes like obviously when you're on a huge stage and people are like quite that far back, I suppose you might be able to like disconnect from it a little bit more than like when they're literally like right then there's like 50 people and you've got to like impress them. I don't know. I just like
I like having a lot of space to like walk around and that on the stage.
Yeah.
Like on the when we were playing like the big top stages, that's like what I loved about it the most. But
backflips and everything.
Like it's more about like you say you can distance yourself from the audience in that way. You know what I mean? When you're on a bigger stage, you're not really there. Like
it must be like a huge confidence boost to you that you were asked to do it because there could have been a number of bands that could have been asked to fill in that slot last minute.
We were so surprised. Like there were so many bands that could like Liverpool bands as well that could have done that slot. You know what I mean? That are well more like deserve it just as much as us, if not more. You know what I mean? But we were just
I think they've made the right decision. And you're talking about the Liverpool music scene, like absolutely. Like because obviously I follow all the upcoming bands and like Liverpool is just on fire at the moment. I think look at like Red Rum Club and bands like that, they're just absolutely flying at the moment. Do you like listen to a lot of other Liverpool bands and upcoming bands and stuff? Like who do you like?
Yeah, growing up it was a big influence. There was a bit of a scene when we were kids. Like there was a band called the Hummingbirds. don't know whether you remember them. They were like, I used to listen to them a lot as a kid. There was another band called the Bow Weevils. There's like, there's bands now, like you say, Red Rum Club, Jamie Webster. I really love Jamie Webster's music, to be honest. Like, he's someone who I listen to a lot. I love Red Rum Club, a couple of tunes by them. I'm always
Jamie
listening
Webster's
to.
flying, isn't he, as well?
I'm always listening to Jamie Webster though. Like, to be honest, like Webster's the bit. Like, Webster's the king of Liverpool at the minute. Like, his tunes and stuff. Like, he's telling it how it is. I really like it.
But that's the thing as well. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of bands that are just really passionate about not just music as well. Like, they've got other issues and stuff that they really want to say.
Yeah, it's about empowerment, isn't it? But like, people say music shouldn't be about politics and stuff like that. But like, at the end of the day, we grew up on the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Bob Marley, you know, Eminem. Like,
it's the culture.
They're all political. Not every song's political, but like, you know, they're not shy of when something there's an issue there that pops up. They will say.
But I know you guys as well. Sorry, Lo. So, but yeah, it is a culture of your city, and it's something that means a lot. Especially, I totally get that as well. But I think
growing up in Liverpool, you either, you know, most kids will agree, like, you either go and play football or you go and pick up a guitar. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. It's like a big culture thing in Liverpool. It's like a music and football city, like. And you're seeing a lot more bands now coming through in Liverpool, which I think boss, you know what I mean? Because when me and Joe first started out, it was a very, like, sort of niche scene, you know what I mean? There wasn't many bands coming up. And now you can't move for them, which I think is a great thing, do you know what I mean? I think it's great for Liverpool to show that we've got all this talent coming out of everywhere.
Oh my God, definitely. But I think it's just the fact that bands have got more opportunities now to get their music out. There's so many, like, compared to like 20 years ago, the amount of outlets that bands can use to get their music out is not just about mainstream radio. Bands have got social media at their fingertips. So they've got, like, there's so many more bands that have got a big chance now of making it.
Even like TikTok and that, like, you know what I mean? You can get famous overnight on that these days, can't you?
You take one video and your whole band, your whole life, it'd be like winning the lottery.
Yeah, when we were younger, it was just like when we first started making music, that was like 10 years ago, me and Lo, like, it was literally just like make a Facebook page. But now there's all these different jobs that bands have to do. Bands like The Verve, Oasis, even the Arctic Monkeys never had to do, you know what I mean? Like, now bands have got to be on the social media as well. Like,
it's an added stress for you actually as well.
Since bands have had to be good at social media, music's went downhill because all the good ones have like slipped under the net.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. On the one hand, it's good because you've got more opportunity, but on the other side, it's a lot of work. Like, especially if you're not, like, because I'm managing a band now, like, I do a lot of their socials for them. But I think for a lot of bands, they don't have anyone to do it for them. So you've got to be constantly on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
You just made a TikTok the other day.
It's tough not to crack, isn't it, TikTok? I don't understand it yet. I'm a bit scared of it.
It's very random. I think I've done like one TikTok in my life, and it was just when I was drinking wine, and it was really bad. And then I posted it everywhere, and I was just like, let's just glaze over that. It never happened. So, guys, next week, tell us what's happening next week, or is it in a few days?
This week, isn't it? This week. So we've got DMAs Friday and Saturday. We've got the Ali Pally Friday night, which I think it's either sold out or nearly sold out, very limited seats. And then we've got coming back to Liverpool that night. And then the day after, we're playing the M&S Bank Arena.
What's the capacity for Ali Pally? It's about 10,000, I think.
I don't know whether it'll be
huge.
10. I think it will be, yeah. But it's COVID, isn't it, as well? So I'm not sure what the actual... But it'll be close to 10,000, definitely.
Absolutely massive. I'm going to see DMAs tomorrow. So I know the K's are supporting at the moment. I'm seeing them in Bath. As Joe said. Joe said to me, and he goes, I didn't realise there was an R in Bath. But Ali Pally's going to be absolutely that's going to be such a good night. Are you the only support? Have they got anyone else?
No, the Night Cafe are on as well on both nights with us.
Oh, are
so
they?
They're obviously another sick band from Liverpool. They've been doing Boss for years. Like,
I saw the Night Cafe supporting Circa Waves a couple of years ago.
They're another band that I forgot to mention before. Like, to be honest, that I've listened to growing up. You know what I mean? The Night Cafe.
And then obviously after you've supported one of the biggest bands in the indie scene, you've then got your own tour that you're starting.
We do. I'm really terrible at remembering dates though, you know.
That's 2 weeks from today, that.
All I know is that we're playing Manchester on my nan's 80th birthday.
Oh, is she gonna go?
No, she's not, sadly, but I've got to go and sing like a little. I want to sing a little tune maybe in the morning and then go.
You can get someone to record it and dedicate a song to her.
I know. I didn't even realise when the tour got booked for that date. Sad one, nothing in it.
It's meant to be. And I've got to say as well, so your next single, the day after my birthday that this comes out. So your new single, which is called
Patsy Decline. I think it's out on the 18th of November.
So Patsy Decline is the first single that is being released introduced through the brand new This Feeling record. History in the making, my bones tell me.
Let's see. Only time will tell, won't it? What's meant for you won't go past you.
Obviously, like, you've worked with This Feeling really closely, so do you think like what they do for the music industry is really important?
It's like you don't really find many people like Mikey Johns these days, like in the music industry. He's dead old school in the way he works, and he is all about like the love of the music. He's not that hip social media guy, you know what I mean? He's a proper old school 90s edge, you know what I mean? Like he's proper from that generation.
And he just cares. Like I've never known anyone to care so much. But we've lost Joe.
I think a big thing about This Feeling, which I'd like to mention, to be honest, I think after the pandemic, you know, it's people like This Feeling who really have helped bands out, you know, because bands, we were a bit ashamed, no one really knew where it was going to go, how it was going to come back. And I think, you know, the likes of Mikey and This Feeling, that they've been a major part in bringing all up and coming bands back from COVID.
But yeah, no, it is, and I know that This Feeling, they obviously had a real struggle like during the pandemic and stuff, because everything just got cancelled. So the fact that they've just come back with a bang, and not just that, they've just started a new record label. Obviously, Mikey and Katie, who I know is really heavily involved with you guys now. So it's like a dream team. And I couldn't think of a better band for them to have the first record out.
Oh, so nice one for that song.
Can we ask what's happening going forward, or is it all top secret at the moment? Like what's happening next year?
Obviously, we want to just work towards getting ourselves into a position where we want to release an album. That's obviously the goal. But yeah, we're going to be releasing like a couple more singles maybe, and then obviously the main goal is to get an album out hopefully next year. But we're not in a rush, you know what I mean? Like we'll do it when the time's right. You know,
yeah, timing's everything as well. Like, that's another thing.
Yeah, timing's everything. We don't want it's like that's like advice to other bands out there. It's like not to put like your cards on the table too soon. You know what I mean? Not to show your cards too soon. I'd love to be in a position where I could show everyone every song I've ever wrote. You know what I mean? There's fucking loads. I'm sure Lowell would as well. But it's just we want them songs to do well, and to do well, you need the right backing and the right campaign and that behind the release like that.
Are you going to be performing any on your tour?
Yeah, we're gonna be performing it's mostly new tunes. To be honest, we're probably like a lot of the songs on Spotify. I'm not gonna say what ones, but like a lot of them songs aren't gonna be played. Like we want
basically, if you want to hear some exclusives, you have to get down to the Rats tour. So obviously, all your tour tickets I know you've sold out a few dates, so you'll have to be quick to go and grab a ticket. So Rats are playing with DMAs this Friday at Ali Pali in London, and they're playing 2 huge shows with them in Leeds on the 10th and 11th of November. And then they're going on their own tour as well, so make sure you buy a ticket, like for the dates that haven't sold out already. This has been the wonderful Joe and Lowell from Rats, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you both.
It's been a pleasure to speak to you, Sam.
Absolute pleasure.
And good luck with everything that you've got coming up. And I hope I can come and see you again soon, because you guys are absolutely ace. And I literally reiterate what I said at the beginning, one of my favourite upcoming bands. And I can't wait for the new single.
Oh, thanks very much, Sam.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, right, Sam.